We looked into the key aspects and focused on one thing at a time to improve to where we should be. We started focusing and giving staff the time to be developed on the patient caring side of things.
You've always got somebody to turn to. A very good bunch of nursing staff, not just for the patients but for each other.
Last year, our stroke team was named Team of the Year at our Brilliant Bradford Awards. It was a well-deserved recognition of their dedication, compassion and innovative approach to patient care, from tackling the uncertainty of stroke to supporting recovery with empathy and creativity. The team were recognised for going above and beyond every single day. This week, we'll hear from members of the team, including Diogo Silva, our stroke and neurology matron, who explain what makes our stroke team here in Bradford so special.
We were delighted to win Team of the Year last year on Ward 6. This ward has gone through special measures in the past. We looked into the key aspects and focused on one thing at a time to improve to where we should be. We started focusing and giving staff the time to be developed on the patient caring side of things. We did some perspective training on the ward to get the staff to see things from the other person's perspective, either this is a relative or a patient, and how they find themselves, and that has led us to improve the ward stats into a ward that could be accredited green, and now obviously Team of the Year. There are two types of strokes. A stroke can happen because of a clot that lodges into one of the vessels in your brain and stops the blood flow to go into your brain cells. So your brain cells immediately start dying from that moment. Or it could be from a bleed. So obviously, again, a bleed inside your brain stops the flow to go into your brain cells, and again, cells start to die from that moment onwards. Our patients come in straight after having a stroke and after initial treatment in A&E or initial scanning, and we start the procedure here, and rehab starts from the moment you walk through the door.
We are the first point of contact when the relatives press on the buzzer. It's us that answer the phone, you know, they come to the desk looking for the family. So you definitely do build up relationships with some of the families and definitely with the patients, because they are here a very long time. People do come in stressed, you know, and I understand that as not just a member of staff, but as being in that position myself. So I try to make sure that I can get them to the loved ones as quickly as we can. Sometimes, unfortunately, that's not always possible because they may be with the doctors or having something done. I think the more that you keep them informed and they know that you know they're there, then I think that does make them feel a little bit more comfortable and at ease. Yeah.
I got into the car and I drove, and there was something weird. I can't imagine what it was. But anyway, I got back home and I said to my little one, I'm not feeling right, you know, and I'm gonna lie down. And they was a bit shocked, you know, what does it mean? Why is it? Because it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They all kind of said, no, we need to get him to the hospital. 2 weeks I had in ICU, and then all of a sudden there was connections made. From me coming onto Ward 6, it was tough because I wasn't able to walk. The wheelchair was what got me around. I had physio, I had lots of different elements that had improved myself. The hospital and the nurses were absolutely brilliant. When the hospital care for you, you may not know it then, but later on you realise that was good doctors and nurses. They really did care for me. It's been a long journey, 2.5 years, and compared to where I was to where I am, it's a big difference.
You've always got somebody to turn to. A very good bunch of nursing staff, not just for the patients, but for each other. I think as a team as a whole, I'm really lucky on this ward.
One of the things I'm most proud on this ward is the personalised care approach that we have to our patients. One of the things we'd often see on this ward is healthcare taking the time to, for example, paint a patient's nails or do the hair. We have to acknowledge our patients spent a long time here, sometimes a few months. So it's very important for them to feel themselves as much as possible.